quizmaster for this game between Philemon Wright High School and Lisgar High School. Now the players can introduce themselves. In this match, we'll start at the top with Lisgar.
I'm Ian Brody.
John Rogers.
I'm Jyoti Kumar. I'm Angela Logan.
And the team from Philemon Wright.
I'm Christian Muzai.
David Lowe.
George Matienko. Jake Matienko.
Thank you very much. We'll play 3 rounds of questions with a minute break between each round. Now, if the scorekeeper is ready, we'll begin. We have a 40-point snap start to round 1. Who played the female lead opposite James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause? Ian?
Natalie Wood.
Correct. What writer created the character Mike Hammer? Ian?
Vicky Spillane.
Correct. In chess, who is the youngest international grandmaster in history?
Bobby Fischer.
Correct. Which character in Peanuts is a Beethoven fanatic? Ian? No, too long?
Linus.
Sorry, after buzz. Chris?
Linus.
Is not correct. It is Schroeder. We have a...
Oh.
Can you reset, please?
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll just do it. That's okay. 30-point open question, words. From the following definition, state the word that begins with the letter out, O-U-T. Arid inland region of Australia. John?
Outback.
Correct. Unbudgeted expenses. John? Too long? Anyone right? It is out of pocket. An attachment on the side of a canoe to aid it in floating. John?
Outrigger.
Correct. We have a 30-point open question, Canadian history. Given a major accomplishment, identify the 20th century Prime Minister. Who made the Supreme Court of Canada the final Canadian Court of Appeal? Ian?
Eatonby.
Not correct. All right. Louis Saint Laurent. During his final year in office, who launched the World Peace Initiative, visiting more than... John?
Trudeau.
Correct. Who established the Royal Commission on Bilingualism and Biculturalism? Jake?
Trudeau.
Not correct. John? Not correct. Lester Pearson. Lester B. Pearson. We have a 40-point team question. In this 2-part team question, whichever team is first to answer correctly the 10-point scramble question in part 1 is then eligible for the remaining 10-point questions in part 2. Scramble for 10 points. What unit, named after a famous Swedish scientist, is commonly used to measure the wavelength of a light? John?
Angstrom.
Angstrom is correct. These questions, the remaining questions, deal with Angstrom and for Lisgar. I'm excited about this one. To the nearest 1,000 angstroms, what are the accepted figures for the wavelengths of the upper and lower limits of the visible spectrum? No guess? 4,000 to 7,000 angstroms. In meters, how long is an angstrom? John? 10 to the negative 10 meters, of course. If I were to encounter radiation of wavelength 10,000 angstroms, what type of radiation would it be? Or no?
Microwave.
Not correct. Infrared. Get to something else. Literature. 40-point open question on literature. The questions are concerned with some writers who have been awarded Nobel Prizes for their literary work. In the 1948 prize recognized the American-born prose and poetry writer, author of Murder in the Cathedral and the Wasteland. Ian?
T.S. Eliot.
Correct. Pearl S. Buck won her Nobel Prize, as well as a Pulitzer Prize, for her many novels set almost exclusively in what country?
China.
Is correct. The 1930 prize honored Sinclair Lewis for all his novels, including one in which he had created what complacent conformist who works as a real estate agent? Babbitt. In 1946, a prize went to which German writer who was influenced by European Romanticism and Hindu philosophy and who wrote Siddhartha and Damien? John? Not correct. Hermann Hesse. 20-point open question, math. Give the total of 1/4 of 416 minus 24 times 3. Ian?
240.
240 is correct. What is the cube root of 64 times 17 plus 12?
80.
Pardon?
80.
80 is correct. We have assigned questions. We're 40 points per team. Relax for a second. So here's an assigned question on units of measurement, in which each member of each team is assigned a 10-point question. If you miss your question, then your counterpart in the opposing team will have a chance at it for 5 points. Many units of measurement have been legally superseded by the metric system, but many of them are still used informally. I will name a unit of measurement, and you name the country with which it is associated. I hope I pronounced these correctly. We'll start with Philemon Wright. Okay, and Chris?
Can we start with
You want
team
to
one?
start top?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where we start. Okay, Ian? Koku.
Burundi.
Japan. We go to John. Drachma.
Greece.
Correct. I didn't pronounce your name, I'm sorry. Joseph. Okay. Clafter.
Russia.
Not correct. George?
Germany.
Yes, we'll accept Germany or Austria. Sun. T-S apostrophe U-N.
Dawn.
It's fine. We'll get that after.
China.
Is correct. Okay. We'll start with now Philemon Wright with Chris. Vloka.
Denmark.
Not correct.
Russia.
Not correct. Poland. Coon.
India.
Not correct. No. Great Britain. Seer. George.
Ireland.
Not correct. India. Ardennes.
France.
Not correct.
Iran.
Not correct. Egypt. Another good questions. 30-point open question. Toronto Blue Jay facts. What player has scored the most runs over his career as a member of the Toronto Blue Jays?
George Bell.
Not correct. Lisgar? John?
Bernie Witt.
Not correct. Lloyd Mosby. Who is the pitcher who has recorded the most complete games as a member of the Toronto Blue Jays?
Dave Steve.
Dave Steve is correct. What player was in the starting lineup of the 1980 opening day game and is still a member of the team today? John?
Bernie Witt.
Bernie Witt is, I know it's not a correct question now, but good comeback on that. Okay, we have 40-point snap break to the end of the round. Okay. Over which country did Idi Amin rule? Ian?
Uganda.
Correct. Who developed the vaccine against polio?
Jonas Salk.
Correct. Who wrote Dr. Zhivago?
Boris Pasternak.
Correct. Good emphasis. What is the square root of 289?
17.
Correct. And we'll have a 1-minute break.
Good game. You're getting Philemon Wright. You've been, you haven't even seen these things on TV, maybe, but good playing. Yeah.
Question for Philemon Wright then.
Oops,
Okay,
reset.
no problem. This is for Philemon Wright only. This ballet dancer is currently starring as the king in the stage revival of the musical The King and I. What is his name?
Anatoly Karpovsky.
I'm getting into the spirit of things.
Yeah, that's good.
Never yet.
Yeah,
Never
good
yet.
guess.
Okay. It doesn't say snaps, so we assume that these are snaps to start the round. In the film Sweet Dreams, actor Jessica Lange portrayed which country and western singer? I guess you haven't been watching much music this week because it was on twice. Patsy Cline. Who played rock and roll pioneer Jerry Lee Lewis in the film Great?
Dennis Quaid.
Correct. In which U.S. city is known as the Big Easy? John. Correct. According to the lyrics of The Time Warp, it's just a jump in which direction?
To the left.
To the left is correct. That's right. We have a what am I question. This question is worth 40 points if you guess the answer on the first clue and 10 points less with each succeeding clue, until either team answers the question correctly. Clue A, and remember it's a what am I. I may seem unimportant, but there was a great demand for what I provided after 1760, I'll read that again. It may seem unimportant, but there was a great demand for what I provided when, after 1760, the fur trade was suddenly expanded. Not correct. I'll finish the question. Okay.
Timber?
Not correct. Clue B. As fur traders began to move into and through their territory, the Cree and Assiniboine peoples suddenly found a new economic role producing meat. What am I? Ian?
Canoes.
Not correct. All right? No. Clue C. With more and more fur company people arriving, food resources in the forest and parkland began to dwindle with the growing demand.
Raccoon?
Not correct. This is where I became important. What am I? John?
Corn?
Not correct. I do not sound appetizing, but I was essential to the fur trade. A mixture of buffalo meat. Pemmican is correct. I didn't have to do that. Fat and berries. Pemmican is correct. Pemmican. This is a 30-point open question, science. Which English naturalist wrote a book entitled The Descent of Man? Darwin is correct. Which two scientists developed the double helix model of the DNA molecule? Angela? Correct. Gregor Mendel called them hereditary factors. By what name are these factors known now? John? Genes is correct. The 30-point open question, music. Who wrote the music for the songs I Got Rhythm, Embraceable You, and Is Wonderful? Ian.
Gershwin.
Gershwin is correct. How many double basses are there in the traditional string quartet? Okay. 4? Not correct. John?
1.
None. Is the answer. Who are the 3 B's in music composition? Joseph?
Brahms, Beethoven, and Bach.
Correct. We have a 40-point open question, Canadian women. Who became the first licensed female Canadian doctor in 1880? Emily Stowe. The first female war correspondent, it's okay, there's no. The first female war correspondent in the world was Kit Coleman, who in 1898 covered which war for the Toronto Mail? John?
World War?
Not correct. Right. The Spanish-American War. In 1951, Charlotte Whitten became the first female mayor of which Canadian city? Jake?
Quebec City?
Not correct. Ian?
St. John's, good.
Not correct. Don't look too far. It's in Ottawa. Which Gabrielle Roy novel, published in 1945, received both the Governor-General's Award in Canada and the Tin Food is correct. Okay, we're going to have an 80-point open question on music again. Bear with me. There's some changes on here. We were supposed to have an audio and it's not, so I'm going to give reusing the clues. No, we don't want to. We'll clear the, we'll clear the stadium in a hurry. Okay. Well, whatever. Who was the composer of Rhapsody in Blue?
Gershwin again.
Gershwin again is correct. In what nautical Gilbert and Sullivan opera is
HMS Pinafore.
not correct? I'll read the rest of the question for. is the familiar tune, I am the very model of a modern Major General, featured? The Pirates, no, Pirates of Penzance. Okay. A parody of the song called The Elements featured a reference to every known chemical element in the song's lyrics. Who wrote and sang The Elements, as well as the Masochism Tango and the Vatican Rag? Ian?
Laird?
Correct. Who composed the Goldberg Variations? Ian?
Bach.
Bach is correct. What famed Canadian pianist was famous for his... John? Correct. Who composed the symphonic suite known as the Planets? Ian?
Holst.
Correct. In the suite, which planet is known as the bringer of war? Ian?
Mars.
Mars, correct. Very well done. We have a 30-point open question, medicine. What is the chemical in man that causes the blood to clot? Angela? Not correct. Thrombin. If one suffers from aphasia, what does one have difficulty doing? Jake?
Thinking?
Not correct. Ian?
C.
Not correct. Speaking. Reset, please. What do the islets of Langerhans produce in the body? Dorothy?
Insulin?
Insulin is correct. We have a 40-point snap rate to the end of the round. In what century is Star Trek set? Ian?
23rd.
Which country did Haile Selassie rule? John?
Ethiopia?
What is the largest office building in the world? Jake?
The Sears Roebuck Tower?
Not correct. Ian?
Pentagon.
The Pentagon is correct. In what country is the bridge across the River Kwai? Ian?
Malaysia.
Not correct. Thailand or Siam? Take a 1-minute break.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go to tiebreaker number 2 for Philemon Wright.
Or I missed that. Is Philemon Wright? Which English author wrote the novel Little Dorrit? Jake?
Christie.
Not correct. Charles Dickens. We have a save.
How do they do that? Okay.
We want a choral answer now. So it is. 40-point snap starts to round 3. While in California, what Soviet premier wanted to visit Disneyland? John? Correct. Malcolm X was a spokesman for which movement? It's the Black Muslims. In the recording industry, the abbreviation CD stands for what?
Compact disc.
Say it again.
Compact disc.
Correct. Beginning with the letter S, what is the name for the area over which a bishop has jurisdiction? John? C is correct. This is a 40-point team question. In this 2-part team question, whichever team is first to answer correctly the 10-point scramble question in part 1 is then eligible for the remaining 10-point questions in part 2. Scramble for 10 points. What conflict was fought between England's Charles I and the Long Parliament over economic, political, and religious issues? It is the... Ian?
Reformation.
Not correct. Totally right. It is the English Civil War, the Great Rebellion. These are now open to both teams. In what century did the Civil War take place? John? Not correct. Totally right.
17?
17 is correct. What was the name of the last battle fought between the two forces in 1651? It was Worcester. Who emerged victorious as the leader of the parliamentary army? John? Correct. 40-point open question, Canadian literature. I'll give you the title of a short story. You tell me the name of the Canadian author. Van Binger. Mordecai Richard. A Bird in the House. Margaret Lawrence. Getting to Williamstown. Ian?
Liga?
Not correct. On the right. You Hood. Sick call.
Liga?
Not correct.
Yes.
On the right. Morley Callahan. We have a 30-point open question. Catch lines. What is Bugs Bunny's favorite line? Ian?
What's up, Doc?
I was waiting for Lee Coffin. Would You Believe belongs to which TV comedian? Ian?
Maxwell Smart.
Correct. Or Don Adams. Which comedian is famous for his discouraging words, I don't get no respect? Ian?
Rodney Danger.
Correct. We have a 40-point open question, islands. At 839,800 square miles in area, what is the largest island,
Indonesia?
not correct, in the world? Jake?
Greenland.
Correct. On what island did Napoleon die in 1821? Angela? Correct. What island is second to Greenland as the largest island in the world?
Papua New Guinea?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah,
First
that's
answer.
correct. Yeah, correct.
It's, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it is.
Is it two?
Yeah, it's New Guinea, but there's two countries on it, so yeah.
I'm just going by what's here. What South Pacific island was settled by the survivors of the HMS
Pitcairn?
Pitcairn correct? We have a 160-point snap out to end the game. Who wrote the music for the song Stardust? Ian?
Burt Bacharach.
Not correct. Hoagie Carmichael. Who was the German statesman known as the Iron Chancellor? John?
Bismarck.
Correct. What cape is the southern extremity of South America? George?
Cape Horn.
Correct. Who wrote the poem about the Klondike, The Shooting of Dan Groove? Ian?
Service.
Correct. What does a chronometer measure? Jake?
Time.
Correct. After wind and place, what's the next best thing? John?
Show.
Correct. In which region of France did the Allied troops make their first major...
Normandy.
Correct. In which U.S. president warned against the buildup of the combined and linked interests of the military and industry?
Reagan.
Not correct. John?
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower. What U.S. president was assassinated in 1963? George?
Kennedy.
Correct. Ron Moody played which character in the film Oliver? George? Not correct. Good answer. Me?
Fagan.
Correct. What's the name of the National League baseball team in Montreal? John? What country was created under the leadership of Mustafa Kemal? John?
Turkey.
Correct. During the 1920s, what was the largest city in the world? Ian?
Paris.
Not correct. Right. Jake?
Moscow.
Not correct. London, England. In which city was Hitler's failed beer hall push?
Munich.
Correct. Who wrote The Bell Jar? John?
Ellen Waugh.
Not correct. All right. Sylvia Plath. Mustafa Mond was the ruler of the world. John?
Break the world.
Correct.